So, hey YouTube, it's me, Maddie Makes, and I wanted to do a follow-up to my 5.5 by 8 line paper because I went to print my paper and I ran into a little bit of a snag, and I didn't want you to run into the same snag, so I'm back to explain it to you. What I ended up doing was I wanted a little bit of a margin at the top of my writing paper. And so I went back to change that. Okay. And when I printed, though, I ran into a snag. Everything was not aligned properly, meaning, remember I said in the previous one, we're going to over here where it's a little bit wider, the margin, that's where we're going to put our holes. Well, both sheets of paper need to be aligned properly, so we get that wide margin in the same place, if that makes sense. We need that wide margin. When we close the booklet, we need the wide margin to be the same on both sheets of paper. And although it looks like it will do that from here, it won't. I learned that. So I wanted to help you get there, okay? So in order for us to be able to put this together properly in a notebook, right, we have to make a few changes if we want a top margin on our paper, okay? And so with that said, I do want a top margin. And what I need to do is delete on this first page. I'm going to delete the top margin. Okay. So we just click on it. We hit delete. It looks like I didn't do anything, but if you hit enter, you'll see that you did. Okay. And then you're going to go over here to this other one, do the same thing, highlight it, click delete. Looks like you didn't do anything, but hit enter and you'll have your top margin here. And that's plenty for what I want. And if you notice, it extends all the way to the end of your paper, so you're fine. So notice you did a top margin here. And now in order to make this wide border match with this one, when we make the booklet, you have to, on here, you can't do the top margin. You're going to come down to this document and do the bottom margin. So you're going to highlight it, click delete, and then enter. Okay. And then same thing over here. You're going to highlight the last one, click delete, and hit enter. And if you notice, now you have a top margin here. So when you do go to print, then your document will, the wide sides will line up properly as they should, okay? So just so you know, that is what you need to do when you're going to go and print this document. Now, a few things. Remember, this is a 2-page document. Don't forget to print it 2 to 2. So I'm sorry, print it on both sides is what I'm trying to say. Don't forget to print it on both sides, okay? What I did was I print one document I printed one sheet and then I just ran it through the copier 2 to 2, meaning double-sided, okay? And the other thing that I did once I printed them, then I took my paper cutter out, and this right here is where you're going to cut, okay? Right in between here. Don't take a big stack if you're not having it professionally done. Take a small stack, and if you go to the 5.5 mark, you should get right down the middle of this right in the middle of this document, right down the middle. And it was perfect. So you need to cut at 5.5, all right? That's all I have. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew. The rest should be self-explanatory. You can align your margins properly. Just turn your paper the correct way and punch your holes and make your cover. Okay? But if you have any questions, shoot me I don't want to say an email, make a comment down below. Otherwise, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. Okay, until next time, you guys.